not even mean Bowers Game Corner.
Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again today for another Thoughts from the Corner. I'm here with my good friends Adam and Lucy from My Game Night.
Hey!
And we're going to be talking today about the new one from Blue Orange Games, that is Rose Ceremony. This is for ages 8+, 3 to 6 players, take about 15 minutes to play. And in Rose Ceremony, this is a really, really light, simple, filler-weight game in which you, on your turn, are going to have 4 cards in your hand. The cards will look like this. They will have a red number on the top and a green number on the bottom, and pretty much you want the red numbers. You want to get high numbers of red numbers because you can turn those in for oh-so-delicious hearts later on. The green numbers are thorns, and if you get too many thorns, you have to completely get rid of your bouquet of roses. And that's pretty much it. I will shoot a Bauer Family Learns on this one, I do believe, because it is such a light, simple style game. But we're just going to be talking about our opinions on this game for right now. So, who wants to start off?
I'll go. I thought it was a good medium weight game. I mean, not medium weight, but medium filler game.
Yeah.
It was just kind of it takes a little while, but it's pretty relatively quick. I felt like I figured out the strategy pretty quickly.
There's very minimal strategy in this game.
Yeah.
So, pretty much it just boils down to chicken. It's like, is this person trying to give me something to help me, or are they trying to trick me to get it back to them? And so what you're going to be looking at a lot is, so if you ever get to 5 thorns in front of you, your entire deck goes away. So if someone has 4 in front of them, that's a really good person to potentially hand a card to, because they're going to be like, and this person gives me a thorn, I lose my entire bouquet of cards, and then I have to lose them all. But at the same time, and here's where the game in the game is, it's like, but they know that I'm thinking that, so maybe they're trying to screw me over by actually giving me like a 3-0 or a 4-0. So if I take it, it could be really good, because what I do really like about this game is the fact that there is alternate win conditions. I love when a game gives me more than one way to win, and with this one, how you can do it is you can trade in your rose points, your bouquet, and you physically get rid of it, and then you can gain the little hearts. And if you can get to 5 hearts, you win the game. But if you can get to 10 rose points, game over. Just game over, you win, you can have 0 hearts in front of yourself. And I believe they go up to 5-0. I mean, there's some big cards in there. And we came to the situation, well, I played this 3 or 4 times in my classroom, and then we played it once tonight on game night. We played it 4 players.
Yeah.
And we came to the situation where you almost got to 10. Like, it was close, and you didn't have any hearts, did you?
No, I did not have any hearts. It was just because, like, you gave me cards, like, oh, she's not going to take it. I took it. You did the same thing and gave me a card, and, like, oh, you're not going to take it, Lucy. I want to take it. And then, like, oh, I have, like, already 8 points. This is fun.
See, but the thing is, you can get to a point where you've gotten so many cards that I can give you a card that if you take it, you will bust. But if you give it back to me, it will help me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
and
that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why I feel like it's like, oh, like once you know this, kind of figured the strategy out, it's like, the decisions are a little bit made for you. Almost.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
Yeah, because at a certain point when you get into the groove of things, like that's the issue I kind of had with it. Because like it's a nice game, it functions, and we've had games that don't function.
Put that on the box. It functions. Bowers Game Corner.
But it's not a game I would see myself, I guess, like owning. I'm glad you have, and it's cute. And, like, it's simple, and, like, it does have that sort of, like, dynamic of, like, do I trade in my bouquet now to get some hearts, or do I just try to go for that 10? But later on, I sort of saw, like, it's nearly, I can see why 10 is so hard to get eventually, because it's just, like, people will just, either they'll gain something even more, or you're still going to lose.
And see, like, I feel like almost little kids would be good with the addition and subtraction, like, that would be good for them, but it's also, there's a level of decision making that they might not be at that level.
I'm going to take it from there. That's a fantastic segue, because I played this in my classroom with 6, 7, 8, and 9-year-olds, and I absolutely can tell you they were not thinking ahead, which is one of the good things I think about this game. I am going to give you another con that I didn't like about this game, which is that this is the kind of game that if you get it for your family, they will sort of grow into the game, because you can play this very easily. Any kid can play this very easily as long as they can count to 5 pretty much, and they can understand if they get the 5 thorns, they're going to bust. And then at that point, it's just like, oh, I'm going to try and screw over Mr. Forrest, or I'm going to try and do this or do that, and it's just kind of fun. They can just play, and it's such a light, simple game that it doesn't really matter. And I like that aspect. So they can go, and then eventually they can kind of understand the strategy and be like, oh, well, if I give this, worst case scenario, if they give it back to me, I'm not going to bust, I'll be fine, and then I can trade it in for this. And so they can grow into the game a little bit, which I do like. I also like the player count at 3 to 6 players. I liked it at 3. I liked it at 6. I actually think I played it all the different player counts today. I liked it all the different player counts. But one issue we did run into is with the rule booklet and how it impacts the end of the game, because the rule booklet is very unclear about how the game is actually supposed to end. And I'm just going to read it aloud to you. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments down below if you want to. When there are no more rose cards in the deck, so when you've run out of the rose cards, because the rose cards, they go right here, and once you've done your bouquet, they get discarded. Once this runs out of cards, it says continue until everyone's turn is over, and then the game ends, which I believe to be that you go until everyone's had the same number of turns. My buddy Jason, who was playing, thought it meant that everybody played out all of their cards.
And I kind of agreed with that, because I'm just like, you're going to do that anyway if you're going to play with everybody's turns. Because, like, for example, say if it's, like, 5 players, and, like, it ended with, like, there's another person there, then it would have been Adam's. Like, he would have to play from the cards from his hand, right? Does that make sense?
Wait, so who are you agreeing with?
I agree with Jason.
Okay, so you thought it was just you played it out until you had no more cards in your hand.
Yeah, I thought it was totally different than that. I thought it was like I took the last of the deck, so we would play around until I played that, so that I had the end of my 4 cards and I couldn't draw another one.
And then the game until everyone's. See, either way, it's not clear at all. That is 3 different opinions, and this is a short rule booklet. Yeah. You should not be having this issue with the rule booklet.
And there's some large pictures on it.
So that was a definite misstep there, which I did not like. And the other thing is, towards the end of the game, at the very end of the game, the final round is just like, there's nothing I can really do here in some situations to help myself out at all. And it will get to the point where it's like, well, yeah, obviously I'm going to take that card because the only time you can score points is at the end of your turn. So on the very last turn, if someone's handing you a card, it's like, well, no, I'm not going to give it back to you, obviously, because it's going to give you points, and if I take it, it doesn't do anything. And so it does have that anticlimactic ending, which I didn't like. If the ending could have been exciting, because this game does have some really exciting fun, like, oh, screw, I hate you, why'd you do this? It brings that out in a good way, and I like that. But in the end, I agree with Lucy. This is a game that I don't think I can really recommend to too many like if you go to a weekly game night or a monthly game night, if you play a lot of games, like you're into Cypher and stuff like that, I don't think this is going to be for you. I think there's a lot of other better filler weight games out there. Yeah. That being said, for me personally, because I'm in a very interesting situation working with kids, I am going to keep this actually for what you talked about, because it's good for really simple addition, which if you have a kindergartner through a 2nd or 3rd grader, I think this is good because it's just repetition, counting. So for that aspect, I'd give this a yeah. I can recommend this if you like the theme, if you like the artwork, if you don't want...
The artwork is really beautiful. Like, at least, like, they put art, like, even, like, the inside of the box is, like, decorated beautifully.
Oh, nice
the
box
cards
insert.
are nice.
Mm-hmm.
The insert's good.
And it does have a nice... clasp tests.
Nice.
Ooh.
That was a lot of pressure. It was solid. I've seen a lot worse. So in the end, I liked it. Would I recommend it? It's going to be a hard recommendation, I think.
Could be a fun
if it's affordable
novelty
and on
game
sale.
if you're watching the finale of a certain show with a bunch of girlfriends.
Interesting point.
It was really nice. It was okay.
Yeah.
It's not something, I guess, like, I'm just more into, like, a little deeper games, but it's a cute game and I love the artwork. At least with the effort they put in, they put effort into it.
Yes.
And I've seen games that have not put effort into it.
That's a fair point. I think filler weight games wise, if you play a lot of hobby games, I think there's a lot better filler weight games that you're going to enjoy more, because the choices in this are very, very limited. And I think with a great filler weight game, it's very easy choices, but there's still interesting choices. And I don't think there's not that many interesting choices. It's just, and that's the other thing. Sometimes you'll have a handful of cards, but these cards all suck.
Yeah, because like if he gets it, he gets like 3 points. If I get it back, I bust.
Yeah, and that's complete luck of the draw.
All right, I didn't feel bad when I busted either. It was just like,
At some point, you don't.
Get it again.
Because
The game's so short that
yeah.
But there you go. That is Rose Ceremony from Blue Orange Games. It looks like it might be a cup of tea. Be sure to check that one out. If you're enjoying what we're doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. Also consider supporting the Patreon down below. And in the comments below, let me know, what the heck do you think that rule means? We already did that, so we can just wrap it up. Yeah.